Morning, everybody. Hope y'all are doing good. We are out early morning, fixing to get on some fish here, I'm hoping. But yeah, I'm going to start with throwing around a frog here. I'm going to start with throwing a buzz toad, my heavy setup, and then I got a little walking bait on my other setup. In case just so I can alternate and not be stuck to one or the other. Got some other frogs and topwaters available if need be, but I'd like to see if I can go ahead and stick with these two maybe for a little bit. It's a little more calm than I was expecting, so I might start off with the walking bait, and then when I'm close to some thick nasty stuff, probably throw the buzz toad. I'm also gonna do a little casty-roo over there next to that thing, in case that big beast wants to play. Didn't really set the hook on him very hard. Didn't really need to though. That's not a bad first fish. Dang. That's not a bad first fish. So that's a first fish right there. It's like 1.5 pounds, maybe 2. Really not bad fish right there on the top water. Really warm fish. And then when after they're doing the full-on splashes. Oh. Yeah, he's not going nowhere. It's another healthy one. How's it? Inches of water he hit again. Inches. Don't you start freaking out on me. They're a little healthy one. Man, they are healthy up in here too. Okay. Well, I caught a fish. I just put this new worm on and just cast it in to see how it is, and I didn't even do anything, got one, so that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Large mouth smacked that thing hard. Oh, oh, got me a schoolie. A little fat schoolie on a topwater out here in the middle. Gonna just hang out here and see what's happening. Man, look at the belly on that thing. He has been eating good. Oof. Man, that thing hit it great. Oh. Decent one. Got a bad one right there on that worm. There we go, got one. Got one. That one feels pretty decent. Oh, that's a chunky right there. Another little chunky schoolie right there on top water in the middle of the day. That is the coolest thing. Hey everybody, welcome to the gear review for today's video. Now we're going to be talking about what we used to catch our fish and how we actually fished it. So to start off, we have our Topwater. Going to be the Googan Baits Hound in this bone color. And man, this thing put in work. You can probably, maybe if the camera will pick it up, you got some real bite marks out of this thing. And man, this thing's torn up after this video. Man, they were hitting the topwater even in the middle of the day. And you know, since they were schooling, I think it made it a little bit easier to get on top of them when they were doing that. So, really fun bait right there. The setup we were throwing that on is going to be right here. It is my 6'9" medium moderate with a 12-pound monofilament line. Really smooth rod, really soft tip on it. Really allows you to cast baits out real far and, you know, work them just the way you need to get the fish. Now we actually fished that bait was either casting up next to some brush, some grass, or also whenever those fish were schooling and busting on the top, casting it around where they're busting, working it pretty hard, and then they were just going right after it. Probably not the initial fish that made the that made the splash in the water, but maybe something right behind it or real close. And man, that got fish. I mean, I think I got 3 or 4 fish just out of doing that, and they were just, and they weren't super small either. I mean, they're reasonably sized fish. So, really fun time getting out on those guys, and just a blast overall, especially on the top water in the middle of the day. I mean, who would say no to that, right? So that's that's the bait setup and how we actually worked it, getting it out in them. So, second setup that I used, where I was throwing the Googan Baits Blazin Worm. You know, one of the latest products there. Swimming worm, essentially just rig it up like you would a swim bait, slowly reel it, maybe do little twitches, and man, this thing maybe will get you hooked up, and even when you're not really expecting it. I know when I first put it on, just did a little practice cast to maybe see you get a feel of it, see if it, you know, what kind of action it would get, and I already got a fish on it. So really good bait there. What I was throwing that on was my handy dandy 7-foot medium heavy. Throwing that with a 40-pound braid right there, really good, you know, grass fishing setup right here. And how I was fishing that bait was just kind of just like I said, like I would fish a swim bait. Doing some fan casts, just getting up close to cover, you know, dragging it through cover, wherever, and just link up on them. Just got 2 fish on that bait this time around, but, you know, really fun bait to use and throw around, and, you know, change it up a little bit. I like throwing swim baits a lot, so, you know, maybe change it up a little bit. It's bigger bait by, you know, length measurements, but nonetheless, really good fun thing to throw around and lean back on the larges with. But with that, that's going to be just about everything for the gear review for this video. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, the topwater action, seeing some largies in the, you know, mid-summer time, getting closer towards the fall when this is actually recorded. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I know I certainly did, and I hope you'll have a great night. Have a good one, y'all.